is possibly the United States' most notorious state, be it for the relatively well-known Florida Man articles, where if you search Florida Man and the date, you are able to come up with a variety of wacky crimes and arrests. On the other hand, Florida is also known as a rather popular vacation spot where many come to visit its beautiful beaches or see the mangroves and the general ecology of Florida. And then there's also the fact that it is a well-known Republican state. In the past 12 years, we see an uptick in this Republican rhetoric of Florida, where we see more and more Floridians, or in the idea where we see any news coming out of Florida or any ideas of political support, mostly leaning towards Republican, explicitly with support of Donald Trump and also support of their Republican governor, Ron DeSantis. The idea where with the past 2 years, Republican support in a way has increased, or mostly the Democrats have been slowly fading out in a way where in Ron DeSantis' most recent election, he technically won by quite a large margin as compared to the previous margins where it was possibly 1 to 2 points. DeSantis won by what they consider a landslide in the way that it was greater than 1 to 2 points. With DeSantis, we see that Republicans still hold a rather large part of Floridians. However, with this new Harris Walz campaign, the idea where we can flip Florida towards Democrats comes into light. Today's question is, can Democrats flip Florida in November? And in all honesty, I do agree that there's a slight chance that Democrats can flip Florida. In the current day and age, where we have so many pressing issues, there's many reasons why, in terms of Florida, Democrats may be able to flip it. First of all, we can discuss a more current event, that being the handling of Hurricane Milton, which it was an extremely devastating event for Florida. While everyone's like, oh, they are always handling hurricanes, it shouldn't be that big of a deal in a way. This one was incredibly destructive. Many are left homeless and many couldn't evacuate in time to leave this hurricane. And now many are struggling to cope with the aftermath of this hurricane, where Ron DeSantis has said a number of insensitive things about the hurricane, and the essential handling has led to more Floridians questioning their support of of Republicans as a whole. They continue on where it's essentially, in the end, a tired rhetoric. Trump has tried to run for president for 3 times now, and he has kept the same rhetoric over and over again. With even during his presidency, not much change was seen to abide with that rhetoric, be it in the idea of immigration or with the idea of certain other aspects that were notable. Moving on, we can also consider, as said before, these pressing issues to people, be it abortion, or in the idea of, as I said before, immigration, which is incredibly important now, considering just the current state of the political space, and also legalization of marijuana. These are, of course, abortion with the overturn of Roe v. Wade is an incredibly pressing issue. With it, it has the possibility of bringing out Democrats to the polls, especially female Democrats, or just women in general, to go and vote for Harris Walz, rather than voting to continued support for Republicans, in the idea where, while abortion has been an incredibly contentious topic, it is important to realize that it is important for some women where it can be essentially life-saving medical care. So for women who have experienced abortion, who know that it is essentially able to help individuals, they want to keep it as an option in Florida, which the Republicans are incredibly against. Finally, what the Democrats basically need to do, as I've been saying this entire time, is essentially bring the voters back. The reason they lost in a landslide during the governor election for DeSantis was largely cited as a failure on the Democratic Party's part, where they were unable to bring back the Democratic voters. They were unable to spark the idea that even though it has been traditionally a Republican state in recent times, that they still are able to bring back this idea where they have a possibility of winning, that there is still a chance of winning, to help bring them back, instead of thinking, oh, my vote doesn't matter. It is a matter of morale. It is a matter of essentially changing the way that these people have been thinking. And essentially with how high tensions have been with Ron DeSantis, adding in banned books and changing the education platform within Florida, many are starting to have gripes with the Republican Party. So overall, can Democrats flip Florida in November? I would say yes, there is a possibility. However, they need to plan it out properly. They need to have a solidified plan where they are able to essentially get these Democrats within Florida, to get these demographics within Florida to come out and vote for them, to come out and support their own rights, rather than just sitting by and letting this chance slip by, where it is finally a point in history again where Florida can be maintained as a close state, as a close state by 1 to 2 points, rather than a landslide Republican state. Thank you.